Hey friends, and welcome back. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I just wanted to share with you what we did on a recent trip where we had a long layover at an international airport. And some of you may have experienced that. You may have had a 2-hour or a 4-hour layover at an airport and trying to figure out what to do while you're waiting. So we had a 10-hour layover at the Shanghai Pudong airport. And fortunately, we were able to take the time and leave the airport and create some wonderful memories in this beautiful city. Now, unfortunately, we did not have a China travel visa, which you should be getting prior to leaving your home country, but we were fortunate enough to be able to get a transit visa. It's good for 72 hours, and it's a free visa that you apply for right at the airport. It took us about 45 minutes to apply for the transit visa, and then our passports were stamped and away we went, exploring the city for about 8 hours, and then getting back to the airport for our flight across the Pacific back home.
Now, a 10-hour layover at Shanghai Pudong Airport might be anxiety-provoking, but we had a plan of approach for the next 10 hours, and that was through a room for all of our bags, and we were taken on an 8-hour tour of the city of Shanghai with 2 hours to get us back to the terminal before our flight home. She started her tour with landmarks and talking about some historical sites of Shanghai, which was a wonderful start to our day.
Shanghai Tower, totally 634 meters height, 128 floors. So it's only lower than the one in Dubai, the Burj Khalifa Tower. Yeah. And then on its right hand side, there's another tall building. The shape of it, I know it's very funny, looks like a bottle opener. So that's the reason why a lot of the Shanghai people, they even forgot about its original name, which is called the Shanghai World Financial Center.
And as we continue to listen to Peggy, we are heading over to the waterfront area, the Bund.
Beginning of the Yangtze River, which is Tibet, 6,300 kilometers away from here. Yeah. The reason why British choose Shanghai to become the first harbor city, I think the location of the river helped a lot, made us become a very ideal harbor city. Yeah. So that river divided us, our city, to west and east. Yeah. So the one on the very right, the tallest one, is called the Shanghai Tower, totally 634 meters height, 128 floors. Then the one in the middle, called the Shanghai World Financial Center, where local people call it bottle opener of the city, totally 100 floors, yeah, and 492 meters height. And then one on the very left, yeah, looks like a pagoda, layer by layer, with a sharp needle top, yeah. So that is the Jingmao Tower. It's a lucky number, 88 floor building, the totally 420.5 meters height, yeah.
And now we're heading into the waterfront area in central Shanghai known as the Bund. This area, it sits on the western bank of the Huangpu River. The history of this area was a rich and powerful center of foreign establishment in Shanghai. And here we're seeing the Shanghai Bull, or the Bund Financial Bull, in this financial center. The Bund houses about 52 buildings of various architectural styles, including Romanesque, Gothic, Neo-Gothic, Renaissance, and Art Deco styles. The skyline is beautiful as it looks over the Huangpu River. And it looks over the river, it's a beautiful skyline looking at the newer part of Shanghai with more modern skyscrapers. As we walk through the streets of old Shanghai, we're seeing that this is an old business district, an old business street, and now it has tourist attractions, shops, restaurants, but the architecture was very unique and it was just wonderful to walk through with our umbrellas in the rain. As we're looking through the sites of old Shanghai, I just wanted to talk a little bit about the China visa for tourists. The tourist visa has a cost. It's about $140 for US citizens, and it needs to be obtained prior to arriving in China. Fortunately for this trip, we were able to get a free transit visa that you can apply for at the airport, but it's only good for up to 72 hours, which was perfect for our trip because we were only going to be in Shanghai for this 10-hour layover. Our next stop was Yuguan Garden. What a wonderful treat for us. This is a garden that dates back to the Ming Dynasty, back to 1559, and it's a classic Chinese garden rich in history, where we were able to see a wide range of halls, statues, rock structures, and water features, as well as the famous Grand Rockery and exquisite jade rocks. Our tour guide Peggy did a great job of explaining the different elements of a typical Chinese garden. The rocks, the foliage, the water, the angles, that even the walkway is not a straight walkway, it's a curved or angular walkway, giving you a different vantage point as you walk through. Now let's listen to Peggy as she explains this art piece.
On the top, hold a vase in her hand. She's from Buddhism, goddess of mercy. In here, they call her Shiva. Yeah. And then the old man at the bottom who hold a peach in his hand. He's the god of longevity.
From there we went to Confucius Temple, which was founded during the Yuan Dynasty when Shanghai was just a small fishing village. This is also the most prestigious learning institutions, combining a spiritual temple with a top-rated school. There's a beautiful, serene sight of gardens, halls, statues, and an amazing tea ceremony, which we are about to experience here. And for lunch we made a stop at this local fried dumpling restaurant called Yang's Dumplings. We had sampled fried dumplings and various soups, which kept us very satisfied. And as promised, it's a local authentic restaurant and we were the only tourists there. From there, the next stop of our journey was the former French concession area. Here we enjoyed the atmosphere of East meets West. This area is rich in the history of China. This area had such unique architecture, and it was bustling with people along its tree-lined streets. Some treats that we saw here as well were these statues, which we had to pose and take pictures of and with. Oh, and look, ice cream! Who does not have time for an ice cream treat? And then we head over to People's Park. It's a quaint little park right in the middle of the city. And what's curious about this park is it's also known as Marriage Park, where local parents and even grandparents gather and they advertise their single children for marriage with posters showing their personal information on the umbrellas. Now, before heading back to the airport, we go and take an elevator ride on one of the modern skyscrapers to get an aerial view of the city. Unfortunately, the fog and low clouds rolled in and we weren't able to see much, but it was pretty. And that's how we spent our 10 or 10 and a half hour layover in Shanghai. I hope that you enjoyed the video, and if you did, feel free to like, comment, and even subscribe to this channel. I'm looking forward to posting more pictures on travel adventures in upcoming videos. Have a great day and stay safe.